Big win for Norm Duke in our second match, 238-194 over Michael Fagan, striking in 6 of the first 7 frames, plus a 4-bagger. All Norm needed. Randy, let's talk about Player of the Year possibilities on the PBA Tour. Jason Belmonte heading into the summer swing with 1 title, among the leaders in many categories.
Jason Belmonte is certainly positioned himself at the top of the leaderboard, in my opinion, because of the statistical categories that he's leading. He also has a major victory, so you can count that 1 title and make it more like 1.5 for that major championship win. Scott Norton's still right there. Mika Koivuniemi hasn't won stateside this season.
How about Mika? He has titles in 20 countries. Certainly made his mark on the Professional Bowlers Tour. 11 PBA titles, including 3 majors. His last major win came in the 2011 PBA Tournament of Champions. This year, titles at the Japan Cup and the Qatar Open. Victory in Japan was his 2nd Japan Cup title, having won in 2008 as well. He's made the TV finals in 3 events this year and leads the PBA in earnings. The star from Finland now living just outside Detroit in Heartland, Michigan. Ranked 49th in the list of the top 50 players in PBA history, looking to join a select group as a 3-time Player of the Year, Mika Koivuniemi. He is a top candidate for top player on the PBA Tour. Pete Weber, one thing he's never done is win Player of the Year. Maybe this is his year. Great matchup coming up. 2 Hall of Famers head-to-head in Milwaukee. Pete Weber, Norm Duke. Old buddies on the lanes together again. Great day in Milwaukee. Outside, much better inside though. We've been waiting for this one. Lucas Oil PBA Milwaukee Open. What a matchup between Pete Weber and Norm Duke. Best of friends, Hall of Famers. 74 titles between them. 14 different Hall of Famers have won an event in Milwaukee. Neither of these two, though, have ever won a tour title in this great bowling city. Maybe history made here today. 10-pin for Norm.
And I think what's really amazing is the fact that these two have only bowled each other on television 3 times, this being the 4th, with Weber getting the best of Duke, winning 2 and losing 1. And another interesting stat, Weber average against Duke on television 233.5. Duke's average 232.5. Pretty tight matches. 2 great players.
The number 2 player owns 37 PBA Tour titles, including 10 majors, from St. Ann, Missouri, PBA Hall of Famer, Pete Weber.
With wife Tracy right behind him next to Terrell Owens and PBA Tour Commissioner Tom Clark.
And this is probably one of the few times you'll see Norm Duke have more hair than Pete Weber.
Get it up there.
I like Pete's look. Very streamlined with the traditional sunglasses. 10-pin. Started early in his career. TV lights, the glare. When he was a much younger bowler, bothered him. Tried the sunglasses, had success, and has always gone back to the shades on TV.
He left the flat 10 and looked at Norm and said, "I matched you." This is definitely a match that you would like to record, or that you would want to record on your DVR.
Just before it started, Norm gave Pete a hug. Said, "Good luck, I love you, man." I mean, they are really tight.
Well, they've been good friends for a long time, but even more so fierce competitors for 30-plus years on this tour. And you go to battle that for that long with a friend of yours, you know, there's a lot of mutual admiration and respect for each other and what each player has done in their career.
Six stands for Pete.
It's not a pattern excuse me, it's not an oil pattern that you would expect Pete Weber to do real well on because it's so long and you have to go so straight. We're used to watching Pete curve the back part of the lane, but again, it just a testament to how great he is and how versatile he is.
Long approach. Norm. 6-pin.
That was a much harder match than yours, by the way.
Norm starts back pretty far. Why is that, Randy?
He uses the entire approach to generate speed.
With that 16-pound ball you talked about earlier in the broadcast. Picks up the mark. All-time title, as we mentioned earlier. The legend Walter A. Williams Jr., #1 at 47. Passing Earl Anthony a couple years back. Norm and Pete are tied for third.
I'm really proud of the fact that I have actually bowled every one of those names in match play or on television at some point in my career.
Pretty cool.
A great list.
That's a little better. 4-pin trips out late.
Great touch again by Norm Duke. Just a pinch high. Gets a nice break, trips the 4-7 late.
And that was the first strike of our match. Third frame for Pete. Still loves to be out on tour. Not the shot he wanted there, 3.
Well, that looked like a little bit of a timing issue. Pete just didn't look comfortable. Real straight-legged. You see him stand up on that shot there. Was not a good shot and left out of his hand immediately.
Really whacked myself that time.
All spares for Pete so far. Left lane now, 4th frame.
Okay, Pete, just gotta let the ball go.
Pete using an IQ Tour Edition. He's got stronger stuff he can go to, but he wants to try to keep the ball fairly straight. Not a lot of down lane reaction.
Perfect shot, all 10 down for Pete. Tracy, by Pete's side for so many of his incredible Hall of Fame moments.
Yeah, she's been really great for Pete for a lot of years, and you know they've been married for a long time, and I know that Pete would be lost without Tracy. It's a match made in heaven.
Expecting a couple grandkids coming in the fall. They're both excited about that. Response for Norm.
And the wee Iceman cometh.
Things are eating up here in Milwaukee.
And the lead increases to 11 as Norm saws the 5 out of here. And watch the subtlety in ball reaction. Just enough to get the 5-pin out. Again, 16 pounds. I think it's a little bit of an edge. You know who else uses 16 pounds? Our tournament leader, Chris Barnes.
He's the 1 seed. There's some help.
You know, that's kind of rude. I got to be honest with you. That's kind of rude to do that to Pete Weber because that's what Pete's father used to do. That is a Dick Weber hit right there. Watch the head pin. We call this the wall shot. Hit him thin and watch him spin. Billy Whaley made that phrase famous, and Dick Weber was famous for that hit right there.
Pete's dad, legendary Dick Weber, pit bowling into his 70s. Pete, now 50 years old, said, "Oh, I got to keep going, at least as long as Dad did." They were so close. Our two Hall of Famers are getting it going here in Milwaukee.
Trouble for Pete Weber. The Duke lead is cut to 11 pins, 6th rank.
Stay still. You, stay still, please.
I thought he was talking to me. He's looking right at me.
Well, you can't tell with the sunglasses.
Yeah, thank God it's not me. I don't want Pete mad at me. You remember that show where he won the U.S. Open? Who do you think you are? I am? I was petrified. I couldn't get out of my chair.
I've covered TV sports Randy for a long time. That number on the bottom is one of the most shocking I've ever seen. Only 3 prior matchups with Norm Duke on TV heading to this one. It's amazing. Crunching all 10 down to the pit. Only the 4th all-time matchup, and we're proud to bring it to you on CBS Sports Network.
1-pin match now, Dave.
And things are tied in Milwaukee. Turkey for Pete. Turkey for Norm. Working on strikes. Chris Barnes awaits the winner. Great match to finish coming up.
Welcome back to the Geico PBA Summer Swing on CBS Sports Network.
Moments ago, Pete was meeting with a wife, Tracy, also a very good bowler herself.
So I just decided, well, try to get behind the ball. It's still lofted, but slow down a little bit to let it go. And now it's coming off my hand. I can feel it. My hand's open.
Well, when his hand opens at the finish, he's a bad man. And he's telling Tracy, you know, a little more loft. Get that hand to open up. And all of a sudden now he sees the reaction he wants to see on this 52-foot Badger oil pattern.
This is going to be a great finish. 1-pin match. 6 for Norm. 4-pin.
Remember this event, the culmination of all 3 of the animal, or the new animal patterns, the Badger, Wolf, and Bear, and no Badgers, Wolves, or Bears were hurt in the making of these new oil patterns.
Thank goodness.
It's got to be. It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Hey, Dave, I know it's been a while for you doing the bowling, but right now this match is all even.
What more could you ask for?
Still going to catch some.
I just brought you up to speed.
All right, buddy, come on. Coach in here. Coach in here. One left. Wow. Wow. There's 1.5 left. That's right there. You went the whole way. So what did you do? Right outside of 20. Right outside of 20.
He's coached himself. Heard the board number reference. And there's a 10-pin and a mark for Norm.
And he was talking about where he's going to put his feet and what target he's going to look at the next time he's up on that lane. 4-pin, 10-pin for Duke, back-to-back after a 3-bagger. Weber takes the lead sitting on the bench. Up by 1, can increase it to 11. His last win. The Barbazol PBA Tournament of Champions where he beat Jason Belmonte playing 6th arrow.
In Indianapolis.
Pretty good stuff.
10-pin. Trying to build on a lead. Instead, we're back to tied in this matchup of Hall of Famers.
And you're not supposed to open this soil pattern up very much, but then again, there's not a lot of players that throw it like Pete Weber. And you can see him actually bellying the ball just a little bit. Unfortunately, it was a soft 10. A spare here, and we're back to even.
There's 10-pin. There's the mark.
Once again, the match is even. 8th frame.
Now to the 8th, tied up. We'll have a 1-ball roll-off if it's tied at the end of regulation.
And the higher seed will get choice of starting lane and order. And that would be Pete Weber.
Feet to success for Pete. Big strike. Gracie enjoying that.
Pete Weber's got a great look right now, and I don't expect him to miss the pocket the rest of the game. Look at how relaxed he is there. Ball change.
Late nudge on number 7. And down she goes.
Actually went to something a little more aggressive early and barely kicks out the 7 late.
Foundation frame now. All even.
Great touch on that shot there to jam it right into the 1-3. What a match. 2 of the greatest all time in the history of the sport, deadlocked. Going into the 9th and 10th frame with that hit right there, Duke takes a 10-pin lead. Weber needs to strike here in the 9th to tie it up. If both players go off the sheet, they will tie at 247 apiece.
Really?
Unfortunately,
really,
yes. 3-6.
I threw that ball pretty good.
Let's see what this ball does. Halfway down the lane, it starts to grab and goes through the nose, and I guarantee you that's the last thing Pete thought this ball would do. Remember the last time on the right lane, it was a little light half 10. Pete Weber now in jeopardy of losing this match.
Does pick up the spare, but Norm's in great shape. With his foundation frame strike in the 9th.
Weber strikes out in the 10th frame. He'll force Duke to strike first ball in the 10th. How many times have we seen some of the greatest in the game and their matches come down to the 10th frame?
That's what the sport's all about. One shot making like that.
Here, re-rack, please.
Pete's been in the Hall of Fame since 1998, Norm since 2009.
Pete Weber taking a re-rack. Let's take a look at his game. That beautiful swing there. And then check out this position. Look how level his head is going to stay from the time he gets into that pivot step to the bottom of the swing. And then there's that open hand and the trademark result of the fourth greatest player in the history of bowling.
2 re-racks, the max used by Pete before this shot. He wants to be certain. Needs it. Will not get it, 9-pin.
Are you frickin' kidding me? Solid 9. Really? Solid.
Oh, Pete's showing great restraint right now with the language. Obviously, pretty upset at the solid 9-pin. Really good shot, and the ball goes right by the 9. Okay, well, not anymore. Norm Duke needs a mark. You could see the disgust after leaving that solid 9. He knew that was probably his only chance of winning. Duke just needs any mark. Hang on.
2-4.
2-4 remaining there for Norm. Not the shot he wanted. Trying to put this one away.
Huge break that he tripped the back pin out. I believe it was the 5-pin that tripped late. Yep. Nice break from tripping the 8 out.
And there's his mark.
Well, the match came down to the 10th frame, and it was all about a solid 9-pin. The shot in the 9th for Weber, he liked, went high. Duke just needs to stay behind the foul line and get the ball to hit any pin.
Which he does. Needed 3, gets 10.
That's all right. Way to go, man. Way to go. Get him. Get him.
2 great friends. Head to head again. But only one Hall of Famer can advance. That's Norm Duke. He'll take on the top seed Chris Barnes next from Milwaukee. 2 PBA superstars are set to go head to head. A title on the line.